Hi there, you're watching News Track with me, Maria Shakil. The Parliament has become the battleground for a rare and explosive showdown. The opposition has trained its guns on the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, moving a no-confidence motion against Om Birla, an extraordinary step that questions not just procedure but propriety. The charge is bias, partisanship and silencing dissent. And as politics heats up, the Speaker has responded with a move of his own, stepping away from House proceedings, invoking morality over mandate. So is this about accountability or optics? A moral stand or a political standoff? Here's a report on the high drama that unfolded inside and outside the Sansad today. And then I bring in the guests.
The Mananiya Sadasyas of the Sansad have done what they wanted to. The opposition has turned its attack towards the Speaker. A notice was submitted to move a no-confidence motion against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. The motion was backed by 118 MPs and accused the Speaker of bias and partisanship. It also alleged denial of speaking time and selective action against opposition MPs.
From the memoir,
at the center of the opposition's charge is Rahul Gandhi. Opposition parties have claimed that the Speaker did not allow the leader of opposition to complete his speech during the motion of thanks. However, one key detail stood out. Rahul Gandhi did not sign the no-confidence notice. Sources say the Congress felt it would be inappropriate for the leader of opposition to move a no-confidence motion against the Speaker. The party cited the dignity of parliamentary democracy. Signs of discord within the opposition alliance have also become visible. The TMC chose to stay away from the motion.
instead of trying to flex muscles, we want to give an opportunity to the chair. If our issues are not addressed in 3 days, then we can always move a no confidence motion against the Speaker. There's no problem. So there's no place for ambiguity or doubt.
Leader of opposition.
Meanwhile, Speaker Om Birla, who positions himself as a stickler for rules, chose to exercise the morality card. Deciding to stay away from the proceedings of Lok Sabha till the trust motion is pending against him. Although the rules do not require such a step, Om Birla stays adamant, indicating that even an appeal from the government or the opposition will not make him budge. It is likely that the motion to remove the Speaker will be taken up on March 9th, the first day of the second part of the budget session. On that day, 50 MPs will be asked to raise their hands to support the motion. After that, the acting chair may initiate a discussion. But remember, it all started here. On Feb 5th, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla made a stunning claim inside the House. The Speaker said he had advised Prime Minister Narendra Modi to not come and reply to the motion of thanks. Why? Because he said women Congress MPs had gathered near the PM's chair and that an untoward incident could have occurred. A serious charge, one that sent shockwaves across Parliament.
सदन के नेता ने उपस्थित न रह के मेरे आग्रह को मानकर सदन को अप्रिय दृश्य से बचाया। मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को इसके लिए आभार व्यक्त करता हूं।
Earlier, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister released a video from inside the Lok Sabha. The video dated Feb 4th shows women Congress MPs protesting near the Prime Minister's seat. The images were recorded just minutes before Prime Minister Modi was scheduled to speak. Kiran Rijiju claimed that the visuals exposed a serious security threat.
They crossed the bench where Honorable Prime Minister sits and they went beyond towards the Treasury side. So the BJP women MPs have lodged a complaint. Let us see how Honorable Speaker takes action.
The Congress strongly rejected the allegation. The party said its MPs were only waving posters at the Treasury benches and called the claims exaggerated and baseless.
मैं तो यही सवाल पूछ रही हूँ ना कि उस दिन वो मौजूद नहीं थे क्या हाउस में? किरण रिजिजू जी मौजूद थे ना? उन्होंने देखा नहीं क्या? आप लोगों ने वीडियो डाले हमारे, तो क्या उन्होंने वीडियो नहीं देखे थे उस वक्त? और किस तरह से हमें बेबुनियाद हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगाए जा रहे, मनगढ़ंत कहानियां बताई जा रही है।
The opposition does not have the numbers. It simply wants to embarrass the speaker. But Speaker Om Birla is determined to make no trust motion Brahmastra backfire. With Piyush Mishra, Aishwarya Paliwal and Maushmi Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining me first on the show is Member of Parliament of the Congress Party, Manickam Tagore. Mr. Tagore, I want to understand from you, given the kind of tension which is playing out between the two sides on the floor of the House, there has been hardly any work or functioning of Parliament. Now it looks like that the opposition is really keen to push for this no confidence motion against the Speaker. Isn't this something extraordinary?
Thank you. We need to understand that the motion to thank the Honorable President was started, the discussion started on 2nd February. And the House, we all thought that the House will be allowed to function. But the government's attitude towards the opposition is the issue now. The opposition leader was not allowed to speak. 2 days we pleaded for he was not able to speak. Then the suspension of the MPs followed. Then the disruption with the continued, and then the Honorable Prime Minister's as famous speech was not there in Parliament in Lok Sabha. And then the allegation on the women MPs followed. Then the next week started. We went to the Speaker again, and we pleaded with the Speaker that the leader of opposition must be allowed to allowed to have his views in the floor of the House. We all know that in democracy, leader of opposition as well as the government, both of them have the right to speak, and particularly the Parliamentary Affairs Minister as well as the leader of opposition, whenever they want to speak. That has been the tradition in the Parliament.
Okay.
It may be Sushma Swaraj or it may be anybody's type.
Right.
All these things has been broken. Now, coming to your point, your question that why it has come to this level, because we wanted the Parliament to function and debate today also. We wanted. Yesterday, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister announced in television, in your television also, it has been shown that they don't want, if Parliament is not, the opposition is not disturbing the House, we will pass the budget without discussion.
Okay.
So their attitude is that they don't want discussion in Parliament. They don't want questions to be asked in Parliament.
Mr. Tagore, since the Speaker has decided that he will not sit on the chair, do you see this as him taking a high moral stand? The fact is that any effort at no confidence against the chair doesn't get through. We have seen that in the past. Even the fact is you don't have the numbers to ensure that the Speaker is impeached. Then what really is the messaging behind this?
It is very simple that when you don't allow the opposition to have its voice, when the opposition voice are not going to be switched off, the mics are going to be switched off. It is going to be a monkey bath of Mr. Modi and Kiran Reju and Amit Shah ji. We will not allow that to happen. We are 240 MPs from the opposition. We want budget is happening now. Budget discussion is happening. We said the thing that we will move on a no confidence motion against Speaker, because then we will ask the budget to be debated, because we know that the government will not have any other option to allow the Parliament to function. See tomorrow, Mr. Rahul Gandhi will speak in tomorrow. They will not allow him to speak tomorrow. That I will challenge it, because the government don't want the leader of opposition to speak in the Parliament. That's the problem here we are facing. We are fighting a different kind of battle. We are working with all the India Alliance. We are very clear that the Parliament they want to silence the leader of opposition, and they don't want the leader of opposition to speak in the Parliament. That's the problem here. And the government is continuously doing this. We will fight it out. We are fighting in this battle in an organized way.
Okay, let me, Manickam Tagore, really appreciate your time. Let me bring in former BJP MP and a senior BJP leader, GVL Narasimha Rao, who's joining us now. GVL, questions being raised by the opposition that this chaos and pandemonium is essentially a narrative which is being created by the Treasury benches, because you are running away from uncomfortable questions being raised by Rahul Gandhi, particularly with regards to China issue and also on the trade deal with the United States.
Maria, this is absolutely absurd because from the time this session began, the opposition, and particularly led by Congress Party, I think they in a predetermined manner, in a premeditated manner, I think they have decided to disrupt the functioning of this session of Parliament. If they really indeed wanted any debate or discussion, this is not the manner in which opposition would have and should have behaved. And now, when confronted with this video, which clearly shows how the members of parliament from the Congress party and opposition parties, how they laid siege to the seat where the honorable Prime Minister sits in the House, I think it's a clear-cut attempt by the opposition party not only to disrupt functioning of the of Parliament, to disallow Prime Minister from coming and functioning and conducting his duties as the leader of the House in Lok Sabha. I think there is an attempt to create a drama, to make Parliament dysfunctional. I think if any opposition wants the House to run in an orderly manner, they would not create disruption. They would not create ruckus. And here, I think they have crossed all limits of not only parliamentary decency, but going to the seat of the Prime Minister, blocking his way, and attempting to do something very unprecedented is, I think, a very, 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 very big low in parliamentary democracy.
Okay.
It's really unfortunate, and the Congress party must apologize. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, they must all apologize to the people of this country for the manner in which they conducted, the manner in which they stooped so low to really disrupt the functioning of Parliament. Today's video is actually a slap in the face of the Congress
GVL,
party.
the other reading can be, and I'm here going to quote your senior party leader and former leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, late Arun Jaitley, who had famously said that the duty of running the House is with Treasury benches. When you accuse the opposition that they are making the Parliament dysfunctional, what has been done by the Treasury benches to ensure that the House functions? Have you reached out to the opposition? Have you made efforts to ensure that the House functions?
I think every day there is an attempt. Usually, in the office of the Speaker of the Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, there is a business advisory committee, council that meets. There is always a communication with the opposition parties, but it needs both the hands to clap together. If the opposition is hell-bent on disrupting parliament and in disobeying orders of the chair and in functioning in a disorderly manner, I think there is no way the house can function. If the intent of the opposition is not to let the house to function, however much the treasury benches try, I think it's not going to give you the right results. The government has made this appeal even before the session began. Honorable Prime Minister appealed to the opposition parties, to every section of the House, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and asked them to come forward to debate, discuss. I think at a time when India has been signing certain very important free trade agreements, which are making international use. India's emergence as a global power is being recognized by all over the world. The Congress is certainly not happy with that positive story emanating from India, and they want possibly India to be painted in a negative way, and they wanted to use the House as an occasion to create certain disorderly scene which portray India in a very negative light internationally. And one must thank Honorable Speaker of the House for preventing such a historic wrong being committed on the floor of the House in Lok Sabha.
Former BJP MP GVL Narasimha, really appreciate your time. Let me bring in PDT Achary now. He is the former Secretary General of the 14th and the 15th Lok Sabha. So he certainly understands the functioning of the Parliament and the proceedings much better than most of us. Mr. Achary, there are a lot of allegations and charges which are flowing, particularly from the Treasury benches. A new set of visuals, and I'll ask the producer to put that on our television screens. Very disturbing, of course, which is seen as opposition MPs carrying placards and coming near the Prime Minister's chair, that is the chair of the leader of the House, when he was, of course, not there. Treasury benches are claiming that there was a larger plan. How do you see it?
Well, there is nothing to prevent, or there is no rule which prevents the members of parliament from approaching the Prime Minister when he is in the House. Because that kind of a movement, is not prohibited. Inside the House, people can move from one place to another. In fact, many people used to go to the Prime Minister's seat, and when the Prime Minister is present, and would like to have a talk with him, they will just go to him, say something and come back. That kind of a freedom is there. It has always been there. I don't know whether there is any restriction now. That I do not know. But otherwise it has been like this only. Members are free to move around in the House. And in fact, not only inside the House, but in the lobbies and outer lobbies and inner lobbies and central hall and wherever. They are free to move around at all these places. I do not exactly understand why or what happened and why such an issue has come up, because it has never come up in this manner earlier at any time that I can remember. Because I've spent about 40 years in the Parliament. I have never come across such a allegation or that women members were standing around the Prime Minister's seat in order to do him some harm or something. I don't know. I have no comments to make on that particular thing. But I can say in general that there is no restriction on the movement of members inside the House.
Okay, Mr. Achary, let's look at the no confidence motion which has been brought against the Lok Sabha Speaker. Mr. Birla himself has decided to recuse himself. Would you say, and even last year we saw that entire proceeding which began against the Rajya Sabha chairman then, Mr. Dhankar. These are constitutional posts that are now being seen as partisan. They are expected to be bipartisan. Now they are certainly becoming collateral because of the tension which is happening between the Treasury benches and opposition.
Well, Speaker's office is an exalted office. Speaker represents the collective will of the House. Speaker is a symbol of the dignity of the House. And Speaker is respected by all. Although he belongs to a particular political party, but once he becomes a speaker, he rises above the party considerations. He rises above the party to which he belonged. That is what we expect from the speaker. And then the speaker, is required to conduct himself in a very impartial manner. He has no sides to take care of. Every side is equal to him. And he has to conduct the proceedings in accordance with the Constitution and the rules and also the conventions of the House. There the entire House should assist him. That is how the Parliament runs. And then, as a Speaker, presiding officer of the House, where members of Parliament have freedom of speech given by the Constitution, Article 105 gives them a freedom in the House. They can say whatever they want and in whatever manner they want. Only thing is that it is subject to the rules. But that doesn't mean that the rules can negate the freedom that has been given by the Constitution. A rule is there to regulate certain aspects of the expression of this or exercise of this freedom. Certain aspects of the exercise of this freedom. And it shall not eclipse the freedom. And therefore, it is the duty of the Speaker as the umpire to ensure that members of Parliament are able to exercise this freedom, which means they are able to speak freely in the House. And Speaker has a duty to ensure that the freedom of expression or freedom of speech in the House of the members is protected. When the opposition feels then that is not the case. Then they have a grievance against the Speaker. In fact, that is when they resort to these moves, moving a no confidence and all that. Normally, no confidence is actually not strictly called no confidence. It is a motion or a resolution for removal of the Speaker. They think of moving such a resolution only in extreme cases. In the past, of course, there have been many occasions when notices were given,
That's right.
but there are many occasions when the resolutions were not moved.
Yes.
But here, of course, there are 2 or 3 occasions when the resolutions were moved, defeated, and on many occasions, resolutions were not moved. They were withdrawn at the last minute because there is a 14 days period, 14 days notice period.
Yes.
And 14 days notice period is meant for
reconciliation.
some kind of bipartisan discussion and on this issue, because nobody wants the Speaker to be pilloried in the House.
Yes.
What happens is when there is a resolution under discussion against the Speaker for the removal of the Speaker, then the members are free to criticize the Speaker, which otherwise they are not able to do in the House. Because nobody, when the Speaker gives a ruling, nobody has any right to challenge that ruling. And nobody can criticize the Speaker's ruling either inside the House or outside the House, directly or indirectly.
Okay.
And then on every matter in the House, Speaker has the final word.
That's right.
Therefore, suppose the Speaker doesn't allow the opposition to speak freely in the House and he virtually hobbles them, then
Okay.
a situation will come when they will have to do certain things.
Okay. Mr. PDT Achari, really appreciate your time. Of course, it remains to be seen that in this interim period of 14 days, whether the two sides, particularly the opposition and the Speaker's office, can come to some kind of a bipartisan discussion, and this resolution is actually not moved. As you said, there have been only 2 occasions in the past. Resolution was moved, and though it was rejected because the party which moved it, of course, which was the opposition in both the cases, did not have the numbers. That's all from me. 3 more days for this session of the budget session to continue. Let's see what happens tomorrow and day after as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll continue to track the story very closely.